In 1906, a black man was lynched on the Walnut Street Bridge here in Chattanooga. His name was Ed Johnson. Today, a memorial to him and his lawyers stands at one end of the bridge, where each year a remembrance is held on March 19th, the day that Johnson was lynched. Antwon Baldwin, a student in UTC's Department of Communication and an intern here at WUTC, witnessed this year's ceremony.
Each year, Ed Johnson is remembered at the memorial that bears his name near the Walnut Street Bridge. Eric Atkins is co-chair of the Unity Group of Chattanooga.
People all over the world have learned the story of Ed Johnson and his immortal last word, God bless you all, I am innocent. Even in the face of sheer death, he had a changed heart.
When Ed Johnson was in jail, he was baptized.
Not only was he baptized, but he forgave those that had him incarcerated. I believe a lot of people have had changed hearts in this community when it comes to this bridge. A lot of people from the black community did not even want to step foot on the bridge at one time.
Beth Murphy and Donovan Brown are members of the African American Cemetery Preservation Fund, which tends to the cemetery where Ed Johnson is buried. They, along with Eric Atkins, were involved with the project that established the Ed Johnson Memorial, which was dedicated in 2021.
It's important that we took that bridge back for so many people in this community. And I was so surprised when we were working on the Ed Johnson project. I would hear story after story of older generations who had been told, don't go to that bridge, had horror stories about the bridge. Some people would not cross that bridge, would not walk on that bridge.
And like some other black Chattanoogans, I became a person who did not cross that bridge. Shortly after I heard the story of what happened in Ed Johnson. Now, I never said, dear self, dear diary, I'm not going to do this no more. I just seemed to me, my intuition picked up that this is not a place for me. And in this town, that bridge is supremely emblematic of what we are, who we are as a community.
When the memorial was dedicated, Donovan says,
it is now a bridge that honors its past, affirms the humanity of those who died there in such an awful fashion, and honors the legacies of the two attorneys, Stiles Hutchins, Noah Parton, and every single Chattanoogan that held on to that story and said, I cannot forget, so I'm inviting the rest of you to remember with me.
Eric Atkins says Ed Johnson's two attorneys were brave for standing up for their client.
They were run out of town for standing up to justice. And so sometimes it is a sacrifice when you stand up in the face of injustice. It's exactly what the words described here say, courage, truth, and freedom.
Donovan Brown says the annual Ed Johnson Remembrance is meant to be a day of healing.
We can all have relationships, and sometimes even through broken promises and broken relationships, people continue to relate as long as they have the right and appropriate set of low expectations for each other.
Eric Atkins says,
and like I tell people all the time, it just was not a black effort or a white effort or a Latino or an Indian. It was a community coming together. That's the thing I'm most proud of. We can strive for great things and achieve great things if we work together.
This is Antwon Baldwin for Scenic Roots.